Alright, everyone, hello! Welcome to another... I guess it's not a tutorial, sorry. It's a TA run against Furious Rajang. I'm kind of getting into it. I haven't really been a huge fan of doing individual level TAs in the past. Usually just do full game speedruns. I like those. You have a lot more commitment. Whole hell of a lot less resetting, so it definitely makes for better stream content. But that being said, I enjoy it. I enjoy doing these sort of runs because you end up really learning the monster in a way that you almost would never need to otherwise. Gonna talk a little bit about the setup. Gonna get right out of the way first. The little jumping move that the dual blades has. Decidedly stronger. You know, you've got iframes on startup. You've got, combos that hit harder with less hits. It still nicely combos into the little spiral drill slash move that you get. Just a better way of playing the weapon. But that being said, I almost feel like it's a little bit too powerful. Almost makes the weapon feel like a little boring to play. I don't know if it's more boring to watch because you're just seeing the same combo over and over. Playing grounded, you use basically everything. Of course, you use your Shrouded Vault as your Silkbind counter. You do Demon Dances. You do the normal combo, the six-fold strike. You occasionally end up doing parts, if not the full Archdemon Dance. You do Spiral Thrust. Depending on the monster, the matchup, and how you want to play it, you can play with the normal demon mode. You can play with the Archdemon, with the Feral Demon mode. You got to use your whole kit, and I like that. I like it when the weapon makes it you feel like you have a lot of decisions to make based on whatever combo it is that you want to use. So that's why I'm running it like this. I'm not going to make an assertion that it's the strongest play style, but to me, it's the most fun to play. I'm going to talk a little bit about the setup and the choice of weapons. I did a lot of testing on the weapons. Aurora Canth comes very close to Kushala. And in terms of damage in white sharpness, you could make the argument that it actually is a better choice. The only issue is Kushala has this level 2 deco slot, whereas Aurora Canth has 2 level 1 slots. And in this particular setup, it actually ends up kind of mattering. I think I was down 1 slot than I wanted with Aurora Canth, whereas on Kushala, I'm able to afford things that I would otherwise not be able to. Other thing is I do keep on my orange scroll Silkbind Hone? The sharpening skill for dual blades. It's okay, but to me it feels just a little bit weak and like it doesn't really sharpen enough. So I played around with it a little bit on, I played up with a little bit of it off. I'm going to make the argument that for the most part, it feels like it makes more sense just to hit the monster than it does to take time constantly proccing that ability just to get into purple. Purple, of course, takes you from 32 to 39, so 1.32 to 1.39 for your raw. Takes you from 1.15 to 1.25 for your element. So from going to white, purple for your element. Which is it's a big boost for your element. It's just you have so many opportunity costs to keep it there. I could run the Sailor Tacit. I just kind of hate sharpening every 90 seconds, it feels like. So I'd rather take those skills that I would put into Protective Polish and everything else otherwise and just invest that into attack and crit element and all those things. And at least in the context of these TA runs, just use a Great Wetfish. You get them from the little nest. You can occasionally get them from trading from the Argosy. It's not like I play every quest this way. Every time you see a TA run, it's important to remember, this is after, at least a dozen or more tries, and it's the best run out of all those. We are in a normal demon mode here. If Rajang never moved, and we were doing this TA run, an argument could be made for Piercing Mind and Feral Demon mode. You will end up doing slightly more damage in that sort of setup. But because we're not doing that, you know, the speed of the Demon mode actually ends up helping get us where we need to be a little bit faster. And then the Spiral attack that we have actually is very convenient. When he's in his enraged mode and he's got his arms that are hard, you will deliberately spin right past the arms and land on and stick on the head. So, you know, what would normally be something that ends up being really funny, you know, shooting at the monster and spinning out of the way, actually ends up being kind of a big benefit. So, I use it. I almost die here. That is like so close. I like no stamina. Again, I mean, if you're doing trading with the Argosy, you should have a pretty decent stockpile of dash juices. So as long as you don't just like exclusively main dual blades and bow, like no reason not to use it periodically. This attack is a huge opening. I think if you time it correctly, you could probably get like nearly like half an Archdemon Dance plus the Spiral Thrust after he throws the rock. Gotta say, I love Furious Rajang. I like him a lot more than I like normal Rajang in this game. He actually feels like he gives openings. He's like the best aspects of like all Iceborne versions of Rajang and all Rise versions of Rajang. Normal Rajang, I think, is like actually, I think it's like a harder fight because he like doesn't stop moving. So you're trying to attack his tail to like get him out of his rage mode. It feels like it doesn't even matter. I don't know. I feel like I understand Furious. I feel like I don't understand normal Rajang. Key for Furious Rajang is generally just like be brave. Vast majority of his attacks make it so you want to be moving towards him, to go away from your natural inclination to want to run away from him. Back hit zone's not great, but obviously if he's mid-combo, any damage is better than no damage. Fairly smooth so far. Again, I like the way this sort of style looks and the way it flows and the way it works. No rule set for the TA Wiki yet. I'm assuming the way I've set it up is about what it's going to be. I'll be curious to see if they allow Dereliction. They almost definitely will not allow Dereliction in Heroics, but they will probably allow Dereliction, I would assume. Dereliction's pretty nice. Damage bonus. Pairs fairly well with the arms for like Mail of Hellfire as well. If you're just going to do 1 point for each. Currently, we don't have very good level 4 Talisman or level 4 Deco options yet. So normally after you knock him out of his Enrage, you've got plenty of time to work on a combo here. And then because you've done so much damage to him in his normal mode, he almost always enrages right away. And then you could always just go into a Spiral Thrust right after. So keeping that sort of like pattern in mind and stuff will help really speed up your times. So 827, obviously faster runs out there. You know, I think Zebra Quake has got like a sub 5 with Lance, which is amazing. But Lance is doing really well right now. Lance is in a good place. So I end up using the Kushala arms here. You know, I'm just trying to get my affinity as close to 100% as possible. Obviously, you could switch those out with other things, maybe find a stronger option. Everything else seems pretty nice. I've got a pretty decent talisman, too. It's got 4 points of attack on it. Effectively, 4 points of attack. All right. If you like the video, please check me out, twitch.tv/SDShepherd. Check out nexus.gg if you haven't bought the game yet, or if you want to buy the game for a friend. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps support the stream and the channel very much. Let me know if you have any videos you want to see next time. But until then, I love you. Good luck. Have a good hunt.